Good evening. It's 8:47. It took me a tad bit of a time. Yeah, it took me a tad bit of a time to get on here. You all try to get this picture of the Statue of Liberty. Uh, Put a moon on it. That was a picture of the moon that I took with my Nikon. I wanted to overlay it on this Statue of Liberty. Uh, if you hadn't seen, I had just uploaded a video from EarthCam on my YouTube channel, around 1 minute and something is what I did. So you could see that moon. It was a full moon on that day when it happened. Okay, it really was. Let me click over here to where you all are at. Okay, we got it going. We do have it going, y'all. Let me come over here. So I found these images of the Statue of Liberty, and there's a lot of things about it. There really is, about what exactly the Statue of Liberty is, what it means, and all of that stuff. I know that when I was a child, I was taught that it was a welcoming place for those who come to the United States. It was a sign of liberty, and then I heard that maybe the French gave it here. But that video that I uploaded, it was one of the #1 videos on that EarthCam. It was during the Scorpio Full Moon on April the 26th of 2021, which was supposed to bring about a lot of unexpected events. And it did. It did bring it about. Let me do this right here. I'm going to bring you all over here. You can see that... you can see we got some people watching. They haven't sent out the live for people to come on here. You can see no comments, no nothing, but that's okay. I'm still going to go. I really am. Hello there. Oh, no. Let me remove that. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. So let me do this. I got to redo this, you all. Let me got to go out of this and then come right back into it is what I've got to do. Let me put this over here on me. I've got to come out of here, and then I've got to go back in here. Is what I've got to do, you all. There's no comments coming on here. If you're just tuning in, there really isn't. I deleted one because I don't know what that meant. Hello there, F&M Crafts. Good evening. Yeah, I don't know what that meant. You all can see it right here. So there was a lot of things that went on with that orange moon, or that Scorpio full moon. Let's look at this. This may not be a big topic for anybody, but I think that picture of the Statue of Liberty with the moon above it, I think that was very significant. I really do. And I'm not one for astrology and all of that stuff. I don't really read into it that much. I find it a little bit interesting. Let's read about this. The Scorpio full moon on Monday, April the 26th of 2021 is opposite Uranus. The spiritual meaning relates to unexpected events, sudden changes. We've had a lot of sudden changes, and the sudden changes aren't over yet. They're not. Hello. Yes, hello from my heart to yours. Yeah, the sudden changes are not over yet. And let's see this. Impulsiveness, rebelliousness. I think we got some of that going on. The limiting and depressing influence is all of that, you all. So restrictive change. Restrictive change. So this is, it's really strange. So I want to know if there was any significant events that happened during that time. I don't know what I would find. I really don't. I don't know what I would find during that time. Well, this is the Young Turks of the Ottoman Empire began a systematic, oopsie, whoa, come on now, I didn't want to do that, effort of whatever to remove the, oh, that's not very nice. It really is not very nice at all, you all. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Wow. That's really scary. It really is. That's really scary. Let's I'm looking at the specific timestamp of let me put this on me, you all. The specific timestamp of April the 26th of 2021, any type of news articles that came out is what I'm looking for. Hello there, Apple Brooks. Hello there, Susan Donahue. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on here. Yeah, I'm looking for specific news that came out on that day is what I'm looking for. Let me try to flip this back around. So let's see. The press release of April the 26th, 2021. This all happened on the Scorpio Full Moon is what happened. The Scorpio Full Moon. Okay. Say no to war. No to NATO network posted on May the 15th of 2021. They demand that governments around the world reduce their military expenditures. Okay, let's look at this. I'm just wondering. Legendary war icon behind the scenes. What happened? April the 26th of 2021, a day which will go down in infamy. Apostles, you are about to embark upon a great crusade. You will bring about the destruction of the Kouj war machine, the elimination of the Kouj tyranny. I don't know what the Kouj is, Lord, whatever that is. Let's look at this. Ukraine war updates from the war zone. Southeast Ukraine on April the 25th of 2021. Joint Forces Headquarters headlights. Russian hybrid forces launched 9 attacks in the war zone. In eastern Ukraine, in the last day, Russian hybrid forces launched attack with the use of the following weaponry. Do you remember that? I want to see what that said, you all. I really do. And I don't like reading up on it, but I wanted to look up the date. That was on the 25th. No lethal casualties or anything like that. What's this? I want to see this prophecy. Somebody's got a prophecy. What will happen in 2022? I want to see what that says. I really do. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'm going somewhere with it, you all. Yes, I am. I'm going to go somewhere with this. If you're tuning in, you may not want to go there with me. That's okay. You can go somewhere, and you can go somewhere with someone else too if you want. It's okay. My feelings won't get hurt. Somebody will walk this road with me tonight. Somebody, maybe more than one person. So yeah, I want to look at this because that's where I'm being led. This prophecy, whatever that is, this Medjorgi. All right. As Russia amasses troops on the Ukraine border and Vladimir Putin talks about invasions and World War III, it is worth contemplating that these developments from the viewpoint of the Catholic prophecy, particularly the Marian events at Fatima and Medjugorje. Hello there, bang, bang, mucka bang. You are so welcome to walk down this road with me tonight because I don't know where we're going, but I'm looking up the specific date of April the 26th of 2021 since it was a Scorpio full moon, supermoon, and it was a sudden change. So I'm seeing what news stories came out because that's a significant date. Yeah, it is. So let's go here, you all. The president of Russia said last year to Western journalists, You people, in turn, do not feel a sense of impending danger. This is what worries me. How do you not understand that the world is being pulled in an irreversible direction? While they pretend that nothing's going on, I don't know how to get it through to you anymore. That's what Russia said last year to Western journalists. I wanted to know the prophecy. I didn't get to see the prophecy. No. So he talks about it. Wait a minute. Let me see this. I want to do this. I want to see this copy. We got to hear about this. Was December the 26th of 2021. We got to hear about this, you all. We really do. Let me see this. I want to know what it said now. It's got me curious. Okay. I want to go to something that's not going to get me into Rouble. No, they're not going to let you read it. Aw. They're not going to let me read it. This was Catholic Prophecy on August the 25th of 1991. The Medjugorje. In the second Fatima secret, okay, let's see. Those who have spent time studying the events at Fatima understand the country of Russia, for unknown mysterious reasons, was closely attached to the Fatima secrets. In the second Fatima secret, Our Lady asks that an act of consecration to her Immaculate Heart be made toward Russia. She warned quite literally that the consecration could determine the future of the world. Our Lady said that Russia needed to be consecrated or there would be severe consequences. Our Lady said Russia would err if the world failed to act. The consecration was delayed, and this led to the rise of the atheist communism and a worldwide attack against Christianity. Let's see this. In 1981, just 1 month after the attempted assassination of Pope John II, at the height of the atheist communism, Our Lady began to appear to 6 children in the communist country of Yugoslavia. You all, I haven't heard of this before. I haven't. I've heard of Fatima, but this right here, this is new to me. But I'm reading it. I'm gonna read it. Hello. Yeah. Yes. Let's look at this. Oh, if you get caught between the moon and New York City. Yeah. Excuse me. So let's see this. She told the visionaries that Russia will come to glorify. I had to get me a drink of water. I didn't know I took that off. That didn't take that off of me. That's kind of funny. It really is kind of funny. The West will make civilization progress without God, and it will act like their own creators. These words from Our Lady were documented by the great Marian expert Father René Lorton. Bishop Hinkla, a close confidant of the Pope, said Our Lady Russia's prophecy and why he wanted to move forward with the consecration. I've never heard of none of this kind of stuff, but that's okay. The Pope continued, and he showed me a book about the Medjugorje, written by Laurentin. He started to read some chapters, and he underlined the message that they are in close relationship with those of Fatima. Look, he said, it's a continuation and extension of Fatima. Our Lady is appearing in the communist countries primarily because they originate in Russia. The Pope, who already took this mission of his pontificate, this is why I immediately understood. I'm sorry I'm reading this, but I'm trying to figure out what on earth is going on here. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I was in Berlin when the wall fell. That's actually my son. I just had my son in 1990. And that next month, we were out of Berlin when that happened. That's really interesting. So it collapsed there. Fast forward. Okay. Fast forward today to the rising tensions between the United States and Russia. And again, we see in an incredible way the prophecies of Fatima and M continue to be relevant by predicting the future in an unprecedented way. A Vatican insider claims that to have read The Third Secret of Fatima. Father Martin Malachi, in a radio interview with Art Bell in 1996, spoke of Russia in a surprising way that cannot be construed as confirming Medjugorje Russia prophecy about a Christian renewal. The salvation of the world will start in Russia. Russia's role is the vision of Fatima. In the vision of Fatima is very important because if we were to believe the vision of Fatima, salvation for the world, the cure for the world's ills will start in the Ukraine and in Russia. You all, this is weird. Is this not strange to you? Is this playing out right now? And they're in the news. Ukraine and Russia is playing out right now in the news. Yeah. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm just reading, and I am just reading, but this is strange. So this is Art Bell in 1996. I remember Art Bell. Hey, was Art Bell... Well, who was Art Bell? He wasn't that guy on Wall Street, was he? If not, I don't know who he is, but I've heard his name. Okay, spoke of Russia in an interview. Okay, so let's look at this. The cure of the world's ills will start in Ukraine and in Russia, and that is why the Virgin in the Fatima vision of 1917 was supposed to have spoken actively about Russia, and that Russia, first of all, has to be cured of her errors, and then she will help the entire world get better and to cure itself of its sins. It's a very bizarre message in that sense, because one would have said that salvation was going to come from the West, and we always think because we are Westerners, but no, according to the message of Fatima, salvation will come from the East, and particularly from Ukraine and from the state of Russia itself, which is extraordinary. So this is really different. One final note is important to be aware of Putin's clear words, the importance of Christianity and his concerns that the West has abandoned its Christian roots. I'm just reading this, you all. I'm trying to figure out what this prophecy was about. An address by the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, at the Valdi Forum. Here's what he said. We see in Europe and the United States that is the West have taken the way where they deny their own roots, including their Christian roots, which form the basis of Western civilization. Faith in God is equal to faith in Satan. The people of the West are actually ashamed of their religious affiliation and are indeed frightened to speak about them. Christian holidays and celebrations are abolished or neutrally renamed as they were ashamed of these Christian holidays. With this method, one hides away the deeper moral value of these celebrations. And those countries try to force this model onto other countries globally. I'm deeply convinced that this is a direct way to the degradation and primitivation of culture. This leads to a deeper demographic and moral crisis in the West. Russia will come to glorify God the most, and the West will make civilization progress, but without God. Our Lady Medjugorje. So, I guess that was Our Lady Medjugorje, or I can't say it right, and I do apologize. I'm trying to find her prophecy. Is what I'm saying. Please, can we tone down the language here? Okay. I don't like to hear the word pedo. Okay, could you tone down that word? Okay, I don't. It's very negative to hear, even though it is a word. I don't like to hear it. I don't want to see it. Okay, I don't. It's got some negative energy associated with it. It does. I think I'd like to focus on something other than that to cancel that out. Yes, some positiveness to try to cancel it out. So I'm trying to see this, you all. This prophecy, okay, this will happen next year. Okay, look at this. So I'm not going to go to that YouTube video. I'm not. Catholic End Times. Look. We Catholics who believe in the claimed private revelations have been anticipating for many decades the start of the events predicted at those places in the messages of our Blessed Virgin Mary. The private revelations in both places are not condemned. So, did you all ever hear of this person right here? The days in Rome. I've never heard of that prophecy. This Coronos Visor is related to this topic. Well, it very might be, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't talk about it. You ever hear me talk about it? I don't. I try to focus on other things. There's other people who do like to talk about it, among other things like that, but I'm not one of those people. I can't focus on that. I can't. I don't have the calling to focus on it. I don't. And I hope that you understand that. For those who may want to focus on that, that's not my calling. Okay, it's not. Yeah, all of these people. So I was looking up what would happen on April the 26th. What happened on April the 26th of 2021? Ah, right here. Look at this. So let's see this. This is leads us to the 20. This is about that star. I thought this was about that star that the Rabbi Berger was looking at. Is what I think this was about. I wanted to see if this is going to talk about it. Is what I wanted to see. I don't know how long this is. Oh, okay, right here. So the convergence. Several powerful prophetic indications seem to be converging on these dates, and they are the 2022 collision of two stars, the 2000th anniversary of redemption, and the prophecy of Saint John Bosco. Let's see about this. Soon, the first stellar collision visible to the naked eye will be seen on Earth. When the story broke out at the beginning of last year, okay, this person immediately was thinking of the warning or the illumination of conscience prophesied at Garbendal. The seer Conchita said that the warning would be like two stars colliding. Look, I recommend the works of whoever it is. So this is that star I was talking about that the Hebrew rabbis were looking for, the KIC 9832227. Yes, I am live right now. Absolutely, I am. They had all these articles about it. Let me talk about this. They had all of these articles about this star. They did. And it was all over the internet. And then, hush, hush. Oh, it was a miscalculation. They said, oh, it's not going to happen. They literally suppress the story, the news of that star when it was all blasted all over the internet when it first came out last year. Okay. And now they went hush hush. Why do you think they go on hush hush? There's got to be a reason for it. There really does, about that star. Let me get back over here, you all. Yeah. Yeah, in Cygnus, that's right, in Cygnus, or Cygnus, whatever it is. As far as the warning, okay, let's see. So this is, it would be extremely prophetically meaningful and symbolically profound if, although we are only going to be able to see the witness of the full effects, the stellar collision in 2022, it nonetheless occurred 2,000 years ago. Okay, yeah, I read something about that, 2,000 years ago. So it took, if it occurred 2,000 years ago, so it took all of these light years for that event to get right here where we're at right now. That's the way I understood it, what it was explained. Even though it happened 2,000 years ago, as it travels through space, boom, we will see it now. That's what I am brought to. Yeah. Will Ferrell. I've heard of Will Ferrell. Was here for the Warriors game. Will got on the court dressed up in his Jackie. I have heard of Will Ferrell. Strange that you wrote that on here. I'm wondering what I heard about him. Yeah, so let's look at this, you all. So, at the time of our Lord and death resurrection, for indeed everything we observe when we gaze upon the stars at night actually occurred many, many years ago, and the light of these events, due to their great distance from us, only reach us long after their occurrence. So let's read this again, you all. So we're looking for these merger of this star right here, the KIC 9832227, in the constellation of Cygnus. You can see it right here. And it's symbolically and prophetically meaningful. The collision, the stellar collision in 2022 is nonetheless, it occurred 2,000 years ago at the time of our Lord's death and resurrection. For indeed, everything we observe when we gaze upon the stars at night actually occurred many, many years ago. And the light of these events, due to their great distance from us, only reaches us after their occurrence. So I never really knew what they meant by light years before, but I understand it now. It's something that has already happened, and it's just making its way back through time, through the past, into our present, okay? Which really was, when it was making its way, it was into our future, but now it's in our present, is what it seems like, you all. It really does. Let me get this off of here, you all. It's supposed to come right here. The symbolism, the illumination of conscious, the warning, will be the simple, greatest act of mercy in the history of creation. It will be as if what happened 2,000 years ago on the cross came hurtling at us at light speed and walloped the whole world with unprecedented grace. But now we are supposed to, how are we supposed to know when this star collision actually happened? Everything we see happening in the night sky actually happened the same number of years ago. As the objects themselves are distant from us, as measured in light years, however many light years away, this binary star system, it's a red nova, it's going to be a red nova, is from, and it will tell us how many years ago the collision, which we will soon see, actually happened. The result is a simple inquiry. So this is when they estimate the collision happened approximately 1,843 years ago. So they say that it's a mere 157 years off. So that's really interesting, you all. It really is. The 2000th anniversary of redemption. A world of peace. Excuse me, y'all, my throat's getting dry. I haven't heard the prophecy of John Basso. How we doing there, bang, bang, maka bang? Are we doing good in the chat, bang, bang? I think we are. You got that, Starfire 777, and Apple Brooks. How we all doing in there? Are we doing okay? Um, yeah. Yeah. Um, you know, the three beings that came down in the beam of light. Hello, Susan Donahue. Back in around June, maybe a few months after of 2018, that came down to me. The one lady, she was an older lady. She was me in the future. Okay, I seen her before. She was me in the future. I seen her before in my dream state because I seen me, and I had gained a tad bit of weight and my hair was short. And I remember looking at myself uh, in my dream state, and I thought, how did I let that happen to me? I really did. I saw myself standing there in my dream state. Okay, I did. And she was, this may sound really weird if you haven't heard of the three beings who came down in the beam of light right on my main convergent line in my front yard, where I took the pictures of the observatory, the UFOs next to the sun. It was an older lady, and she was around 60 or so. And there was a small extraterrestrial around 3 feet, maybe a tad bit shorter. And then on the porch, on my front porch that faces south, there was a young lady with long brown hair. It was wavy. She was probably around 30. She looked like me when I was younger because I had long brown wavy hair. And she was standing at the banister looking at the eastern sky, and I was standing, me right now, I was standing at my door looking at her because I knew exactly why she was here. And she was going to take my place. I'm going to tell the story, you all, if you haven't heard it. She was going to take my place. I like my quiet life. I was looking forward to doing my gardening like I do every year, doing the things I do around the house. I'm telling you right now, I was not this person right here. I had it in me, but I like being an introvert. Okay, I do. I like to keep to myself, do my own thing. And I knew when she showed up that she was going to be me, I was going to be her, my life was going to change, and I was worried about my daughter because I was going to change a little bit, you all. But it was me in my past, okay? And then down there on that main convergent line, the older lady, which was me in my future, with the small extraterrestrial, she looked at me and read my thoughts, and she said, it's okay. It's only going to be 4 years. And then I looked at the lady at the banister. She was now kind of sideways, looking toward me. And then that was the end of it. That was the end of it, you all. It was. And it may sound strange, but it was me in my future. And then me in my past. Okay, and here I am. And they read my mind. She read my mind and told me it was only going to be 4 years. And now I'm on doing what I'm doing. And that's been around June of 2018, maybe a few months afterward. Okay, this is the end of my 4 years right here, 2022. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I'm not planning on dying. I'm not, but I've got to share. I've got to keep going till my mission's up, my time's up. So, yeah. So, how we get off on that? Somebody said something about he's talking about the supernova is what you were talking about right here. So this, the church is a ship steered by the Pope. When I don't know about that. Excuse me. The Feast of Visitations. Okay, you all, I read it enough. Okay, we read it enough. Let's hop off of there, you all. We can get off of there. So, yeah, I was just looking at the prophecy. Seeing what would happen. Hello there, Al Sanchez. Yeah, Edgar Casey. Russia's going to save the world? I haven't heard that prophecy. I haven't. If Russia ends up saving the world, it will be a fulfillment of not only of Edgar Casey prophecies. Did he say that? I'm not sure Edgar, well, I don't know everything he said, I really don't. There was a time when I was interested in this kind of stuff. There was. Oh, what time is this? What is this? What is the date? February the 28th. You all, what what is all of this? Wow. Okay, Edward Casey's prophecies. 1981. Art Bell, 1990s. Okay, you all. So that's good. I didn't have the screen flipped over. I didn't, so that's great. It really is. 1981. Pope John Paul. I wanted to see Edgar Casey. There is Fatima, 1917. Edgar Casey prophesied in 1944. Prophesied that Russia would help prevent the destruction of mankind, and he foresaw a future world financial crisis. And he pointed Russia as being the thorn in the side of the financial powers that were organizing themselves against the good of humanity, describing Russia's role as being the hope of the world. Okay, well, there's so many prophecies out there, you all. There's not a lack of prophecies at any time. But I was supposed to be talking about this Statue of Liberty. I really was. And the significance of the April the 26th. 2021 moon. That's what I was supposed to be focusing on right there. The pink full moon. It's sudden changes, unexpected events. And I'm not an astrologist or whatever they call them. I'm not one that studies this right here. I'm not. But I think we got a lot of strange things happening. I really do. A waxing gibbous. That's really interesting. Waxing gibbous. Isn't that interesting? So let me put this back to me, you all. I've been all over this place a tad bit. I have. I didn't mean to, and I didn't know where it was going. But I thought that video that was uploaded was pretty cool from that Earth Cam place. And I put the website you could go and click in. They got all kinds of videos from all around the world that you can look at. But that one was really cool, that video from April the 26th of 2021. And it was the full moon. Yeah. Hardened people. Well, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. We will. Well, I am going to go. I'm done talking. I've done talk too much. I really have. And thank you all for coming on here. Thank you, moderators. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you all. I was a little all over the place because I wanted to know what was, if there was any significant news that came out on April the 26th of 2021, and we heard about that star, which they are looking for that star to create a supernova, a red supernova merge, and it's going to be the brightest star in the sky. And I've got a video on this YouTube channel. I've got several videos on this YouTube channel, and I think it might be in the end time playlist is where I think it might be. It's pretty interesting about the star itself. So have an interesting, you all, I can't even think. I think I better go to bed. I get giggly when I get tired, so I think I probably better go to bed before I get my words even more mixed up. It's okay. It's only live. That's all. You can only see me. That's it. I'm done, you all. Have a wonderful evening.